Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see everybody in the chat. Hope everybody's had a great Thursday. And see a bunch of folks in there. My Renaissance Grandma, Bougie Prepper, Donna Divine, My Mother Sparks. If y'all missed My Mother Sparks live, you need to go back and replay it and watch the replay. She spent the weekend at Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival's Bug Out Yard Sale up in New York, which I hear was completely awesome. And I wanted to go, but high school football. Magic, good to see you. Triple Threat, Deacon Prepper, how's everybody doing? Krista, glad to see everybody in the chat tonight. Hope everybody's staying warm if you're in a cold state, because it is absolutely chilly here in Ohio tonight. Yard sale and camp out. Thank you, My Mother Sparks. Let's get to some housekeeping items. How do I sound? Can I get a 5x5? Everything good? Marco, good to see you. Thanks to my amazing moderators for being here tonight. LG, good to see you as well. Hopefully you guys can hear me, because I can see you typing and typing and typing. Thank you for the 5x5. So before we get into tonight's topic, let's do around the block. What's everybody been doing this week? Anything productive? We didn't all die, so today's a good day not to die. What did I do this week? I haven't done nothing. It's cold. I got leaves to blow and leaves to move. GT in the house. GT Jr. grows in Alaska. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. The house is packed with moderators tonight, which is a good thing. Nothing like surrounding yourself with good people. Carbon Q, I see you. How are you? So what's everybody been doing this week? I haven't been doing too much. I got to go run some errands tomorrow, but when it starts getting cold, I start staying in the house. Homestead Aquarius, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. And one thing I will mention, folks, October 30th at midnight, Operation Pocketbook. I and some other preppers, people, folks are boycotting social media midnight on October 30th. Log out of all your social media. Just don't go on it, but log out, which we're doing this in protest of silencing and not allowing people to speak their voice and give their opinion on just about everything. That's our First Amendment, is allowing us to speak what we want. And we have been censored on basically probably every social media platform out there. So this idea actually came from Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. And as soon as he mentioned it, I jumped on board, and a whole bunch of other folks. So keep in mind, October 30th at midnight, log out of all your social media, Operation Pocketbook. So with that, let's jump right into our subject. If you bug out, where are you going and what are you taking? I was thinking about this week, well, actually last week, right after I dropped the video about me rethinking and retooling my bug out bag, and which the bag will be here tomorrow, which I'm excited. And I'm going to be reconfiguring and adding to that bag everything that I need if I have to bug out. And I'm the type of person, I've always said this, and those close to me know, I'm not bugging out. I'm bugging in. I'm bunkering down and I'm holding the fort, because a king's castle is his home, and I'm staying home and take care of me and mine. And I got to thinking, what if I do? What if I really truly have to bug out? Only reason I would bug out is if my house was completely on fire and I couldn't put it out. So with that, I started thinking, well, okay, I'm gonna bug out, grab a bag. For those of you that really know me, I think I have a obsession with bags and backpacks and stuff, because I have so many of them and there's tons of stuff in all of them. So I was like, how am I going to grab and take all of these bags and get out? I said, I need one bag, a necessity bag, not a want bag, stuff in it that I don't want, but I need to get from point A to point B. Because when we bug out, we're not just going to be roaming around. We have a destination. You go from point A to point B. So I said, okay. And I have actually a couple locations I can go to. So I said, okay, necessities in the bug out bag. And I only have like minutes to leave. So if you're going to bug out, first of all, do you have time? And when I say time, I'm saying 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops before you have to leave your domain. With that, I'm like, okay, if I have 15 to 20 minutes, I can pack the truck and go. Then I started thinking, well, I've got stuff all over the house. Then I came up with a bright idea, because I don't know a lot, but I listen to people. Stage that stuff in your garage in totes. And I start talking to people and they start saying, yeah, I've got totes, and I've had conversations. Well, how does that look and what's it look like and how heavy are they? Can you lift them by yourself? Does it take two people to load or whatever? So I started loading and putting together preps that I'm going to take and stage. And we all know food, water, shelter. Because when I bug out from point A to point B, I'm bringing with me enough to sustain myself and those with me, as well as add to the location I'm going to. And we could get into having caches stashed along the way and all this other stuff. But basically, if you have to bug out, you need somewhere to go. And what do you need? When you're going to somebody else's location or to your second location, you don't want to be a burden. You want to be that person that helps, that's bringing something to the game. You know, I have a lot of friends that say, well, if I have to leave, I'm coming to your house. You know, my first thought is no. And second of all, people that I do know, if you do come, bring everything you have. Bring every piece of food, because you need to bring stuff that's going to sustain you and your family that's with you, and add to who you're going to. And I will tell you now, I am horrible at reading the chat. So my amazing moderators, if you could, if you have questions or even just great comments, capital, all caps, so I can actually see it and pay attention to it. Tori's Brain Games. Good to see you, my brother. Glad you dropped in. Sorry I missed your live. I was moderating and doing some other things for some other folks, but I'll always go back and watch the replay. But yeah, so if you're bugging out and you have time, time is the biggest issue. Pre-stage stuff you have in your garage, in totes, buckets, whatever it is, and organize it. Food, water, clothes, shelter, medical, weapons, ammo, whatever it is you need to take with you. And practice that. See how long it takes you to gather all of your stuff, load your vehicle, and done. Use a stopwatch or timer or clock, your phone, whatever. Time it to see how long it takes you to load your car. If you can do it anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, you're doing good and know where you're going. Okay. Those are the things we have to think about when it comes to bugging out. I'm not just going to jump in the car and I'm gone. Well, you need to take stuff with you to get you to the next point, whether it be, weapons. What happens if as soon as you pull out the block, turn the corner, there's a mob or a crowd of folks? Can you navigate through them, around them? Do what you have to do to get through that, and as well, make sure you take things with you that will sustain you during your travel time and when you get to the location safely. And I'm seeing some good stuff here. And my mother Sparks, good to see you, Tori, as well. And the chat keeps jumping on me. So there we go. Krista says, make sure bug out is prepped. Right. Do not plan on leaving my home. Right. I don't plan on leaving my home. I'm bugging in because my place is a bug out location. But that's where planning comes into place. If I have to bug out and cell phones are down, I'm getting on the radio and I'm talking to my guys to say, hey, we talk in code, because we all know on ham radios, everybody can listen. We talk in code. I'm leaving XYZ. I'm on my way to ABC. I'm coming in hot, meaning we're coming in and there's stuff going on the way. So with that, we want to make sure that you give some type of heads up if you're going to somebody else's house or pre-planned. That's what you need to do. Make sure you talk with them. Streamlining my needs, change to a rifle pack with attachments. JMK, we've been talking back and forth over the last couple of days, and you're absolutely right. And I'm with you on that. And I'm gonna leave it at that until I drop another video coming out. But that's what we have to do, folks. We have to plan. We're planners. We prep so that anything comes up, we can deal with it, and hopefully we're not caught off guard. But just in case, have your bug, as Krista says, have your bug out. If you need it, already prepped, packed and ready. I was having a conversation a couple of months ago with my mom, and I said, Mom, you may want to just get a bag and put some clothes in it just in case. And she looked at me like, well, why do I have to do that? Am I going to the hospital? I said, no. I said, excuse me. I said, just in case things get a little hairy in your neighborhood and I have to come get you. And go from there. Good to see you, Urban Garden Chronicles. Very good live you had this afternoon with African Dreaming. And I think Lashes was on there as well. Excellent. Excellent. Made me actually think. So plan it. If you have to bug out, pre-stage the stuff you need to take with you and put it in a place where you can get to it quickly and load your vehicle and get out of Dodge. So if you have to bug out, and this is where we do interaction, because I like to hear from you guys as well. If you bug out, and you don't have to be specific, do you have somewhere to go? And my mother Sparks, I saw something. Now you have to change your code word. Yeah, that wasn't really the code word, but yes, you're correct. you know how we do. So yes, if you're bugging out, do you have somewhere to go? Because if you bug out and have nowhere to go, you just became a refugee. It may have been safer. And my Renaissance grandma says no. If you have to bug out and you have nowhere to go, what's your plan? You're now a refugee. You may be better off bugging in, especially if you live in a suburban, urban setting, apartment building, neighborhood, condo block, whatever. Bugging in and talking with your neighbors, if you know your neighbors and you get along with them, because we all know there's strength in numbers. So, talk to them. You may be better off bugging in, and that's okay. Just make sure food, water, shelter, and protection. Plain and simple. Bougie Prepper, she says, that's why I'm bugging in, no bug out place to go. And at this point of the game, that's okay, because you may be better off bugging in and staying. And that's why I say I'm not bugging out. I'm bugging in and I'm hunkering down. And if something goes down here, we can handle it. And if I need backup, I can get on the radio and call for reinforcements. I'll make it plain and simple. And if not, we have an evacuation plan, and then I blow up the block and take out all of the collateral damage and the threat that is imposing upon where we're at. But, these are the things we have to think about and talk with people, see what they're doing. Like I think it was earlier on Urban Gardens Chronicles Live, they were talking about surround yourself with like-minded people, and those are the types of people that we learn from, and we can also share information with. I have my group of people, and I share stuff with them all the time. They share stuff with me, and we all grow. We know that if something's needed, we can lean on each other. We are the number one bug out. Exactly. We have a blow the block up plan. Exactly. I mean, I do too. I'm a movie guy. Okay. I am a movie buff, and I have gotten and actually written down so many ideas for, and I'm going to say it, booby traps, deterrents, things like that on the property. If there's an SHTF or whatever you want to call it, we can defend our area of operation. And I have some of my close friends that don't live in my state. They know they can come here, and if they are having issues along the way, then we deal with it. We plan for it and we make it happen. And that's another good point. If you're bugging out and going to point B, have alternative routes, maps, paper maps, laminate them, have topographical maps so that if you're out of water and you need to get water, you can find a water source. What do we got here? My survival studies have been The Walking Dead. You know what, Fuzz Fork? I'm with you, and I'm actually making a bat wrapped with barbed wire just to have in the house, just in case somebody that doesn't know how to use a weapon, there's their weapon, the baseball bat. But yeah, you have to get what's the word I'm looking for? Creative. You have to get creative in how you're going to either bug in or bug out and get to location B. And those are the things that have to be done in order for us to survive. Right. What was that? Armageddon Preparedness. Check out companies who make Tyvek maps. Absolutely right. There's nothing worse than having a paper map and it gets wet or blows out the window or something like that, and you need that. Laminate them. Topographical maps of not only your state, but surrounding states. My Renaissance grandma, my neighbors are not prepping and most are way older than me. So I guess I'm going down with the ship. No, that's not true. That's not always true, my Renaissance grandma, because number one, you prep. You can take care of yourself. You lock your doors, and you can even barricade your doors, push furniture in front of the door, and have some type of protection. Doesn't have to be something that goes bang. It could be one of those amazing butcher knives in the kitchen that cuts air. It's so sharp. So, you're not going down with the ship. Talk to people in your area. May not have to be your neighbors, but it may be somebody you could call if something goes down. So, that's what we do. We get creative. If Fuzzy Fork said, if any of you go to my channel, it's mostly Second Amendment stuff. You need to dig into a year before that. Okay, well, there we go. JMK. Fortunately, I live in the middle of nowhere on a hunting plantation with a few thousand acres. I'll be bugging in unless I have to bring my family to one of my alternative locations. There you go. He's got a plan B. He's got a plan C, probably has a plan D. Right, multiple locations. When you said that, JMK, I immediately had a flashback to the movie, The Book of Eli, when Eli and the girl went to the house with the older couple in the middle of nowhere. Exactly. So yeah, you don't have to bug out. If you want to stay put and be prepared. Those are the things that we have to do. And I know I'm missing a whole lot in the chat. So I'm going to go to the chat for a moment and look and scroll and read and see what we come up with. Okay. Diane Mobley said, I plan on making a Lucille tool. There you go. Also have wasp spray right by both doors, all kinds of tricks up my sleeve. Right, as you should. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Those are the things that, we have to do. Bougie Prepper, you're not the only one, my Renaissance grandma. There are some of us that are willing to go down with the ship. I will. I'm willing to go down in a blaze of thunder and smoke and fire. I'd rather live on my feet, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. And I'll go out like that. I have no problem doing that. And that's probably how it's going to happen. Fuzzy's in Ohio. You guys are welcome here anytime. What direction? What part of Ohio are you in, Fuzzy? I'm in Central. I got a couple other guys actually northeast, west, and south. So, we may get together. Speaking of Ohio, here's my second commercial for the night. How am I doing on time? Okay. I'm planning a Ohio one-day meet and greet. Don't know the day yet. Me and a couple of my guys are working on a date. I'm getting ready to meet up with Fed Up American, I think next weekend. And we're going to put together a date. And then this spring, we are doing a bug out weekend here in Ohio for everybody anywhere around the country to come up to and hang out for the weekend. And we got some really cool stuff. We got a couple classes that are going to be taught by actually some of the people that are in the chat, as well. A couple of my guys, I'm going to probably teach class as well. And hopefully we're going to have some amazing surprises. So, with that, that was my second shameless commercial because I don't like talking about myself because I don't like people. With that, what do we got here? Yes. So if you are going to bug in. That's perfectly fine. Nobody says we have to bug out. And that's the great thing about it. Do what works best for you. Armageddon. Actually, yes, we are going to have barbecue because one of my guys in my group has a barbecue business, and we got a killer food truck that's probably 12 to 15 feet long. Yes, we will have barbecue. I'm going to talk him into feeding everybody on Saturday afternoon. So, yes. So, with that, that's what we're doing. Willfully, it won't come to it when we all have to bug out or bring harm to anyone, but stay ready. That's right, Bougie. You're absolutely right. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the whole gist of if you have to bug out, where are you going and what are you taking with you? So stage your stuff in totes, whatever, but keep it in a spot that that you can get to. Smaller than it looked, but it works good. New pestles and mortar grinder, switch refurbished needed, but it works. Yeah. Magic, right. I want a mortar grinder and pestle also. I've been looking for one all summer. Yes, Marco. Yeah. So there you go, Marco. One of those, remember the late nights when we were talking and chatting and I was eating pulled pork and all that? Yeah, exactly. We're going to have brisket, pulled pork, probably ribs, steak fries and all that good stuff. So yeah, I expect to see you up here. So with that, folks, it's all about being prepared. I'm the type of person, I don't like doing stuff at the last minute because I feel rushed and can't think through getting everything. So I like to try to plan ahead. Wolfang, good to see you. How are you this evening? Hope you're doing well. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, good to see you. Glad you joined. Naj, I saw you earlier. Hello, if I did not speak to you. My amazing moderators, Donna Divine Prepping, Triple Threat, my ride and die, Marco, Marco, my mother Sparks. That's my crew right there. That's part of my crew. And those people are near and dear to me. And Triple Threat, it is so good to see you. I am glad you're doing better. And now I can tell them to ground the helicopter and tie it down. So with that, folks, think about it. What do you need? food, water, shelter, clothes. Okay. Can you take everything you have? I don't know. I was thinking if I tried to take all of my preps with me, if I'm bugging out, um, and I know if I have time, if I know I have at least up to 20, 25 minutes, we can load up everything and go. And I'm saying that without ever trying it because I don't want to try it and then have to put all that stuff back. So I'm going to stage some stuff. Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, good night. Hope you feel better. Take care. Do me a favor, folks. Smash the thumbs up, the like button. Let's mess with the YouTube algorithms and see what they say. And for those of you that are content creators, if you want to drop your link in the chat, just type the word vision and Nightbot will roll out and do what he do and handle it. So with that, plan your bug out plan. Put it together. Put stuff in totes. Stage it in the garage. You may not want to take everything you have. I don't know. I would love to, but I may not be able to. So I'm going to take the necessities. And I can tell you this right now. First thing I will do, because it is the closest, is empty out the freezer I have in my garage. I will empty that thing out and throw it in totes, put the lid on it, and throw it in the truck. So that's down. That's done. That's good. And then I'm going for water. Grab a couple 5-gallon buckets, some other stuff, some self-defense weapons, ammo, clothes, more food, and out we go. But I hope I never have to do that. I'd rather bug in, hunker down, and wait for the long haul. So with that, because I don't like to hear myself talk, questions. Load half so you have an idea of how long it would take. Good idea, Marco. Thank you. See, I never even thought of that. Load half. So which half do I load? The left half or the right half? But yeah, load half of it. And, see how long it takes. Very good suggestion. And I have to go up and down steps. So that's just how it is. So I may do that. What are your thoughts? Exactly, Wolfgang. Stay off the main highways if you can. Right. I was talking to somebody the other day talking about if they have to bug out, you need to get maps and have alternative routes off of the major highways. And my mother Sparks has a question. Will there be a charge for the training at the get together? The charge will be $0, no charge for nothing. Depending on where we have it, we may take donations to give to the landowner, but other than that, nothing. There's a charge for nothing, $0. Everything is free. Just show up, and we're going to have a good time. And I'm working on some classes about. I'm hoping we're going to have at least four different classes. We may run them all simultaneously, so everybody can pick and choose where they want to go to, or if we do it in a timely manner that everybody can go to every class. We're going to have giveaways. There's stuff I'm working on that I'm not going to give it all away, but hopefully my crew that shows up, you will be able to identify them. And if you have questions, all you have to do is ask. But like Wolfgang said, stay off the main highways. Can somebody take care of that bot, please? one of my mods. When Marco have not come up with a date yet. Thank you, whoever shot him in the back of the head. That's a good thing. That just means the algorithms are getting there. We will have this in Ohio, Marco. I'm looking at two options. Either one of our wonderful state parks, or I'm talking with a couple people that have property that's large enough to accommodate as many shows up. So soon as we get the location nailed down, we will be putting out information for that. But good question. But I will say we will be promoting it on our channel and probably on our Instagram. So for those of you that have Instagram, we are on Instagram, Vision Preparedness, same thing. You can follow us there as well. Not a lot of content there, but some stuff. But here we are. My mother Sparks wants to know how big the heater will be. She gets whatever she needs, and even though it's in the springtime, if it's cold, I got her. She don't have to worry about it. It'd be just like she's at home. So yeah, we'll get her a heater, gloves, hat, electric blanket, whatever she needs. If you want a fire, I'll put a fire right next to your tent, and there you go. So, with that, folks, what time is it? 9:09. Wonderful. Again, keep in mind, if you're leaving your location and you have somewhere to go, what happens if the main road you're taking is blocked for whatever reason? What's your alternative route to get there? Know your area, or at least have maps, as everybody in the chat said. The Prepping Manus, are you close enough to Lehman's store for me to make this a business shopping trip? Lehman's. We do not have a Lehman's in Central Ohio. Lehman Brothers? Nope, that's a stock company. McWicks. Thank you, my mother Sparks. Yeah. Yes, you're right, Marco. She's going to get cold. Yeah. There may be a Lehman's in Cincinnati, which is 2 hours south. So I'll leave that up to you. Then you can make it a business trip. I know it's going to be a business trip for me. So there we go. Dragon Ice melting heater. We also, and I just thought of this, if anybody that plans on coming, and I'm going to spill the beans on this one and give y'all a little hint, okay? If any of you that are coming out of state or in state, if you have a drone, bring it with you. That's all I'm going to say. If you have a drone, bring it with you. That's it. So back to our topic. Maps. Make sure you have fuel in the vehicle, or at least it's full, okay? Try to top off your vehicle as much as you can, because you never know what you might encounter on your way to your bug out location or your next destination as well. Good night, Magic. I'll talk to you. Appreciate you, man. Stay safe, my brother. I'll talk to you, and you keep on prepping too. I'm looking at 2 different devices at the same time, trying to keep up with everybody, and I am failing miserable. Homestead Aquarius asks, training classes may be a write-off too. Yeah, that's true. We're going to have some amazing classes, and yeah, I'm trying not to give away too much, but there's going to be some great classes. JMK says, know the back roads that you're traveling on because I'm planning on removing street signs like Iraq. You know what, JMK? I was thinking the exact same thing, and I will be removing the signs on my road for sure and adjacent crossroads. And Wolfgang says, have a few quarts of oil also in your car. Right. I also carry a portable air tank in my truck to inflate tires just in case. And Bougie Prepper said, I need help getting a drone at Triple H and Firearms. I will say this. One of the people that I'm planning on inviting is a very, very experienced professional in flying drones. And I'll leave it at that. And he's going to hopefully do some demos or at least talk about it. And I may, and I have to think this through, I may bring out my big drone, which some of you have heard me talk about, and I'll leave it at that. But, you know, if you have a drone, bring it with you. And if you want, you know, you can, if you've never flown a drone, that's a good time to bring it and test it out and try it. Krista said, we are practicing bug out roads. Right. Very, very good. When I moved out here, that was the third thing I did was drive the area, the back roads off of the main way so that I know A to B, B to C. And the good thing is here, everything's laid out north, south, east, and west. Armageddon Preparedness. Half-inch cordless impact wrench with appropriate socket for moving your tire lug nuts. That's true. I have the impact wrench and I have the 4-point breaker bar as well. That's very good. Very, very good. Wolfgang, heading to bed. Good night. Hope you're doing well. Hope your wife is doing even better. Have a great evening, and I'll be talking to you soon. But yeah, these are good ideas, folks. But, you know, these are the things we have to think about. If you leave, what are you taking with you? And you know me, I'm big on lists. And if you noticed our logo, it's a checklist. Put together a list of everything you need to put in the bins and pre-stage your stuff. And once you have everything on your list in your bins, you're ready to go. If things get too bad, I will try and prepare a bug out bag later, y'all. Yep, Magic, I'm with you. And I'm going to be doing a video on my new bug out bag this weekend. And again, my bug out bag may not have everything in it you want in it, but it has in it what I need in it. So with that, folks, you know, plan it out. Bugging out is not always a good thing. We have to think about that because now you are exposing yourself. You're leaving your safety, your comfort zone for whatever reason to go either to a location or to go to the unknown. So we need to make sure that we have a specific plan from point A to point B. Whatever happens in between, be prepared to deal with it. You know, as we all saw over the last year, Portland, Seattle, all that stuff and everything that was going on in the streets, deal with it. Krista said, did you see in DC they had over 35 cabs had tires popped on highway? Bad situation. Not good. I did not see that or hear anything about it. I may have to dig into that. And whoops. Fuzzy Fork says, saw that. Was it a box of nails? Okay. Okay. Magic says, depends on scenario. What might you want the most? Uh, Several bug out bags, just saying. I get it. And that's me. I have multiple bags, and in each bag is specific items. So I'm trying to put together a bag that has a little bit of all of those bags, the contents of them in this one bag. But if I have to leave, I'm taking all those bags with me. So, my mother Sparks, I just drove past DC, never again. Yeah, DC is a nightmare. It is absolutely a total nightmare in driving. So any questions, folks? Anything that yes, Fuzz Fork says, pack your important papers. You might not be able to return. Right. Deeds, birth certificates, passports, have pictures of all that stuff on your phones as well, just in case. But pack all those papers up, have multiple copies of them. And here's a good one for you. If you have a small safe, and this is just my philosophy behind it, if you have a small safe, don't bolt it down, because if you need to leave, you'll be able to pick it up and take it with you. If you have a gun safe, that's a whole nother issue. I hope you have a dolly and 9 people to help you tote it out the house. So thank you, my mother Sparks. Gotcha. Roger that. So, that's my thought on a small gun safe. If you have one, don't bolt it down. Be able to carry it out. It was the scariest drive ever. Right. DC is horrible. Absolutely horrible. And Magic said, half done with my Faraday cage project, should hold about half of my electronics. Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you. Very nice. Very, very nice. What else we got going on here? What Triple Threat say? I didn't see that. She says, my kids want to camp out in the backyard. They love it, and it prepares them. Absolutely. Take them youngins out there in the yard and fire up the tent, fire up the fire pit, and teach them some skills. Actually, I would supervise them and let them put the tents up. That way you have multiple people doing multiple things just in case. That's cool. That's cool. My son's idea of camping out is laying on the couch in front of the TV with his face buried in his phone. But he gonna learn. He gonna learn today. My mother Sparks, hubby and I did see multiple people pulled over to the side of the interstate, puking their brains out. Bart just like, I know that's right. Yeah, well, hey, there you go. Homestead Aquarius says, a written list of your prescriptions and or pictures in your phone are great to have as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. For those of you that have prescribed medication, not only take it with you, but have a list written out just in case, and pictures of the bottles on your phone as well. That's a great idea. Those are the things, folks, that we have to think of if we have to leave. And that's what needs to be done. And those are the things we have to think through on that. And we have approximately 8 minutes left. But yeah, so folks, if you bug out, where are you going to go and what are you taking with you? Is your stuff pre-staged? And we all, talk about radios. As you get closer to your location, you may be able to communicate on your radio, you may not. So, those are the some of the processes you have to think through, test, try out your gear, and make sure everything is good. Marco, I found some old templates from 25 years ago yesterday. There you go. So, that's what we have to do, folks. We have to plan our work and work our plan. If you're bugging in, awesome. Awesome. If you're bugging in, hunker down and stick to your plan, stick to your guns, and not only survive, but thrive. And we're all comfortable in our own surroundings. And that's why I say, I'm not leaving. I'm not bugging out. This is my castle. I'm going to die on this hill. So, but if I do have to leave, I'm taking stuff with me so that we're sustainable and we can move on to our next location and get going. Where are you going to go? What are you taking? Donna Divine, where are you going to go? What are you taking? What are you taking with? Stuff and a place. I have a couple locations I can go to, and we'll go from there. Has anyone ever walked their bug out route? I did put me in the hospital for a day. I've had to change my shoes to hiking boots, not steel-toed boots. Change my bag to a hiking backpack and more water. You know what? Fallen skies. That's absolutely right. And I've talked about that in a video I did a while ago. What's in your vehicle? If you have to either walk to get home or walk to get to your location, that's a whole different ball game. So, is it worth abandoning your vehicle? And if you have to, you better be prepared to make that walk and have good shoes, have good bags, and keep it going. That's a good suggestion. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. GT, did we get rid of the bots or did they come back? I think we got rid of the bots. Okay. GT grows in Alaska. How are you, my friend? How's the weather up there in Alaska? Hope everything's doing well. I caught some of your video the other day. You were doing the things, bro. Type in Vision GT and drop your link. This brother's a gardener and he's growing in Alaska. He's getting it done, folks. If you haven't checked out GT Junior Grows in Alaska, go see him and check out his channel and support him. But other than that, folks, it is almost 9:30. And if there are any other questions, I will answer them or try to. Triple threat, the chat keeps jumping on me and keeps jumping on me. I saw something from JMK 81, Mike, metal containers make excellent caches. That's right. That's absolutely right. And you may be able to bury those in a location and dig it up when you need it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's amazing. But, those are the things we have to do. So we have to plan our work and work our plan. Other than that, folks, and this is where I want to thank all of my amazing moderators. Y'all are rock stars in your very own self. My Mother Sparks, type in Vision. Triple Threat, type in Vision and drop your links, folks. These are other content creators. Thank you, Marco. I'll talk about that in a minute. And visit these other folks and subscribe to their channels if you have not. And I will leave you with this. Operation Pocketbook, October 30th at midnight. We are logging off and logging out of all social media to protest all of the social media platforms for censorship and not allowing us and others to speak our opinion, which is our constitutional right. So with that, we're going to be doing that, and we're going to hit the algorithms, and hopefully they flatline and we make a difference. With that, folks, I will say this. I appreciate everybody in the chat tonight, because without you, I would have nobody to babble to, and then I would just be listening to myself, as I always do. You people are amazing. Please smash the like button, share out the video, visit some of these other content creators, and last but not least, keep prepping, folks, because your family is depending on you, and it depends on your life. This is Vision Preparedness. God bless everybody. Everybody have an amazing evening, have an amazing tomorrow, and have an outstanding weekend. And I will see you soon. I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness.